Now, we won't hear from the defense team today. Today is all about the impeachment managers, and they have been, telegraphing for a while here that yesterday was their worst day, right? Yesterday should be their most boring, dry, constitutional day. Today they get into the meat of the argument, and that puts the onus on Republican senators here to decide where they want to stand. Now, on this question of McConnell and some of these other Republican senators, I could imagine a world in which other Republicans come out and say, look, a majority of the Senate decided this is constitutional, so now I'm convinced by the arguments. But I do think that's a very tough sell. For the managers, the job is the same. Make the most succinct, compelling, devastating argument they can, talk to the American people as much as to the audience in the room, and let the chips fall where they may. Because if this is a political wall that they run into, nothing that gets said in that chamber is going to change that.
Monica, as Garrett just said, we're not going to hear from the defense today. I wonder, when we do hear from the defense, are we going to be hearing from the same two attorneys? A lot of reporting out there that the president wasn't happy.
Yeah, it's a great point, Katie. We do know that Donald Trump was extremely displeased with the showing he got from his defense team yesterday. He was not happy at all. We're told by Bruce Castor's meandering performance, off the cuff, even admitting and praising that the House impeachment managers did a great job laying out their case. That particularly rankled the former president, who I'm told was watching from Mar-a-Lago and was fuming as he watched not just Castor, but also David Schoen, who we're told he wasn't thrilled with his presentation either. So you really have the defense team today on defense trying to argue that this was their plan all along. They had all this spin yesterday about this being a clear and deliberative strategy that was clearly not the case, because mere moments later, of course, you had Castor there conceding they totally changed their plan again because they were so impressed with what the Democrats had presented. So we're not going to hear from the defense team today, and possibly not even tomorrow. We may not hear from them until Friday, but we do know that the former president has been in daily touch with his team. So you have to imagine how that phone call went either last night or today with him expressing this. This is a person who you know so well, Katie, is obsessed with optics and on-camera performances in public. And we know that he was not happy at all with what he saw, but he doesn't have much recourse. And we also know that this is really the third level, the third string team of attorneys who has now come to help defend him, because that first team didn't agree with him when he wanted to bring up these bogus claims of election fraud. And two attorneys who were just added to the roster in the last 24 to 48 hours, we haven't heard from them yet, Michael Vanderveen and Julianne Bateman, but they could also be speaking as the week progresses, and they could be, I'm told, shifting the original plan and order based on what we saw there from Bruce Castor. But the other notable thing, we learned from David Schoen overnight in an interview on Fox News that he wasn't anticipating Castor was going to speak at all yesterday. So again, they really did not seem to have a nailed down plan, and Donald Trump is none too pleased about it. But we haven't heard from him directly or publicly since the trial started, in large part because he's been permanently banned from his preferred social media platform, Twitter.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.